Would you guys welcome Bill Meier from Kingdom Workers tonight? Make sure your is his mic on, Sammy? Do we have it? Go ahead and talk.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, he's still thanking me. Sammy's looking.
Say your ABCs backwards.
I'll just say them forward. A, B, C. It sounds like it's on.
It does sound like it's on.
Hey, hi, everybody.
That was so weak. I know it's hot outside. Can we try that again? Just try it. Hi,
Try it again?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, everyone.
All right. That sounds so much better.
All right.
We were kind of thinking about some of the things that we would like to do with speakers. I didn't know that we would have a chance to get you because I know that you're busy and you're traveling. And,
Well, I owed you.
well,
Yeah. Lacrosse.
oh, yeah.
That was 4 years
That
ago.
was a while ago.
Yeah.
But so yeah, maybe I'm repaying the debt or something. But in a chance to talk with Bill a little bit about some of his life, we were talking on the phone about how we wanted to talk about today, and we started talking about the idea of boxes. And so we're going to be unpacking this a little bit today. We had titled this talk Kingdom Plans. And the questions that we asked for today for you guys to think about are intentional because they came out of some of your story about the box that you saw for yourself. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit about what it was like for you in college and the thought that you had and the plans that you had as you were looking at your life.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And I actually should explain that I'm not here because I owed Mike anything or he owed me. I'm actually pretty excited to be here and was very excited about the opportunity as we talked about how to present kingdom workers, mission work, and we got into mission and purpose. When we talk about plans, we're talking about purpose, and one of the things that I might repeat a couple times tonight is, from my experience, I've learned that purpose changes, but mission doesn't. Mission never changes. Our mission is our mission. It's the mission Christ gave us. Our purpose, I mean, fundamentally, at one time in our life, our purpose has to do with being a child and being a son or a daughter. And then it might change, and our purpose might become to be a spouse or a father or a mother, and that's a pretty fundamental change of purpose. So that goes into all other parts of life. So back to college. I didn't go to college right out of high school. Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't have been able to get into college right out of high school for a couple of reasons. But the military took me. And so I spent 6 years in the Navy, and I was in the nuclear power program. I was a nuclear engineer serving on, or nuclear electrician, actually, serving on submarines. I spent a couple years teaching as well.
So you were on submarines?
Yeah, I spent 2 years on a submarine.
So 2 years underwater?
No, it comes up and down, but
Okay.
2 years attached to the submarine.
Just out of curiosity, just 'cause I'm curious, I hope that's okay, but how long at a time would you be underwater?
The longest we were ever underwater, completely submerged, or underway is what we used to say, was 35 days. Did that 3 different times.
35 days?
35 days, no fresh air. Huh?
You're going to think about Wisconsin winters a little bit differently
I
now.
was young then. And yeah.
Got more than I
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So when I went to college, I had a plan. At that point, I don't even remember, maybe 25, something like that. And I had the GI Bill. I had power generation experience, nuclear power, electricity, all that stuff. And I went to Wisconsin Lutheran College, actually for a bit of an odd reason. I went there because I knew I could play basketball at Wisconsin Lutheran College. That's why I went to Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Is that why
Great
you
reason to
didn't
choose a
make
school.
it into college right away?
Yeah. So
Okay.
again, maybe that might. Well, no. Anyway, then. But in any case, I got a degree in chemistry because that could keep me in power generation, which was my ticket to prosperity and the bandwidth to get married, raise a family, do all the stuff that I thought I wanted to do. And in any case, that's what I did. I went and got my degree in chemistry. Want me to keep going?
Well, maybe just from that space, just maybe talk about this purpose in mission. So in your mind, what was your purpose in those years? So kind of coming through Navy and into college.
Yeah, and there and for a number of different times in my life, my purpose really was tied to using my gifts and talents. And I had this experience in the Navy, which then built my talent bank in the area of power generation. And I was mid and later 20s, so I was thinking about it's time to be married, have a family, pay a mortgage. And those types of responsibilities became part of my purpose. And of course, I was still connected to a church and involved in church and went to voters' meetings and those types of things. So those were wrapped into my purpose as well. And I don't know how else to describe it other than maybe typical shooting for middle-income America type of thing.
Right. What we want to do is we want to kind of take you guys into the next small group session, just so you guys can talk about a few things as we continue talking with Bill's story a little bit, because it takes, nuclear power, you're in a submarine, you go chemistry, you have engineering, you have all of this stuff, and yet God has a different box for you to be in life. And one of the things that you'll hear us say too is the idea in Psalm 16, God talks about the boundary lines. Anybody ever feel like you've been in a box before? Ever feel like other people put you in a box? How many of you feel like you put yourself in a box? How many of you are offended by your box? It's okay to be honest here. It's, because for a lot of us, there's stations in life. Even older. Now we have the mortgage to pay, and you look around and you see, like, I have a leaking bathtub faucet.
Oh, I do too. I'm serious.
Yeah. I watched a YouTube video on how to fix it.
I know how to fix it.
Well, I started to fix it and then realized I was going to need to punch through the wall to get to the thing that I had to fix.
I just don't have time. That's my issue.
See, so we have a different box and different problems. God says the boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. And I think one of the hopes that we have for this and this talk is that you and I would think through the boxes that we have, as frustrating as it may be, as great as it may be, that God promises when you walk with me, the box is not a box the way you think about it. It's the boundary lines that I have ordained for you in this season of life. So to kind of get you guys talking a little bit more, what types of events might make you feel like God has a plan that is different than yours? Do you have a story or so that says, I'm going this way, and you can just kind of feel that maybe there's a pull that God has for you in a little different direction? Maybe answer that quickly for yourself, and then spend a couple minutes sharing that with your group.